How did I turn this pile of scrap wood into this high-end cutting board? Well, that's what we'll get into on this episode of Evolution Woodworks, so stick around. Like most of us, I have a tendency to hoard every little cut-off and scrap piece from all of my projects, and they tend to pile up pretty good over time, so this seems like a perfect way to clean up the shop and make something beautiful at the same time. Alright, so I'm just going to take all of this and, I don't know, I'll sort through it and see what I can find that's somewhat the same size, and we'll cut some down if need be, but yeah, just going to sort it all out and try to glue together what I can, and then we'll go from there. I sorted the scraps into 4 piles of similar lengths, and then I ripped those piles down so that they'd be closer in width just to make it a little bit easier to clamp them together. Once I had that sanded all smooth and nice, I clamped them all together into panels. Some of these were triangular in shape, probably drop-offs from a diamond cutting board or something like that, and I thought I could get away with clamping them together with panel clamps, squeezing in 4 different directions, but in reality, they were all just slightly different sizes, and that allowed them to slip past each other, so I had to come up with a plan B, real fast. All right. I saw that going a lot differently in my head. Well, let's see if that even amounts to anything. Maybe tomorrow we can run through the joiner and get them squared up, but get the rest of this stuff glued up and try again. With the triangle mess out of the way, I moved on to the other 3 panels, which went together much easier, and left them to dry overnight. Sanding. This is what we have left over from the first glue up. Hopefully that's going to be the worst glue up. Now I'm going to take these over to the bandsaw and rip these into strips. Pardon the background noise, we're in the middle of a monsoon right now. We'll rip these down into strips, and then we can start gluing those together randomly into the board. While I'm working through the glue ups, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. It's been almost a year since I decided to take this YouTube woodworking thing seriously, and I'd like to thank everyone who's watched, liked, subscribed, commented, or made a purchase on the website. Your support is greatly appreciated. Which brings me to something I've been struggling with a lot lately. Aside from a few commission projects here and there and the plans I sell on the website, I've mostly been funding the channel and all it takes to produce these projects and videos all myself. I've been considering either opening up YouTube memberships or going to another platform like Patreon, but I'm really not sure which way is the right way to go. I don't want this to sound like I'm poor-mouthing or begging for money, but I know other woodworking creators have built a real community of supporters around their channels while making it a lot more financially feasible to do this full-time, so I just thought I'd throw it out there and see if there's any interest in it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you were interested in supporting the channel through a membership, would you rather stay here on YouTube, or would you be willing to go over to Patreon and help me build a community there? And hey, if you don't have any interest in that, I still appreciate your support. The easiest way to show it is just to watch the videos, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. So those are all free, and they help us out a lot. So thanks for that, and now back to the chaos. All right, so at this point, as you can see, I could probably just cut that into blocks and go ahead and make the end grain board out of it. But what I don't like, it looks like most of my lines are running this way. So I'm just going to cut it into squares one more time and then just flip the squares on their side, slice those up into smaller pieces, and glue it back together one more time, hopefully. And then we'll cross cut it and make the final board out of that. So basically all you're doing in this stage is just cutting the board into strips somewhere around an inch, inch and a quarter, whatever leaves the least waste. Then just mix them up and glue them back together. And sometimes I roll them 90 degrees before I cut them just to mix the pattern up a little bit more. There's really no wrong way of doing it. You're just trying to get the pattern as chaotic as possible. All right, one last time in this orientation. And I think I've got everything about as random as I want it to be. So since I've lost so much from cutting and gluing and cutting and gluing, I'm just gonna put a walnut border around the outside. So start off with this, get these glued up in clamps one more time, and then we'll finally go to the end grain. After I sanded both sides smooth, I squared up one end on the crosscut sled, and then I went back to the bandsaw to cut it up into about 1.5 inch end grain strips. I've been using the bandsaw a lot more on this project just because it gets cut into so many pieces so many times that I'm trying to save as much as possible versus using the table saw with the wider kerf blade. Now you can really see how the pattern's going to come out of this thing, and it's time to glue this thing up for the last time, finally. Once the final glue up had dried, I ran it through the drum sander again and then cut it to its final dimensions on the table saw with the crosscut sled. From there, I can get started on the finish sanding with the random orbital sander. I sanded up through 80, 120, and then 180 grit. Then I set the table saw at 45 degrees and cut a large bevel on the bottom. Then I flipped that over and cut a smaller chamfer on the top. I sanded the bevel up to 180 and then water popped the whole board to raise the grain up for the final sanding up through 220. Once I made my mark on the back with the laser, it was time for a quick bath in mineral oil and into the drying rack for the night. The next day, I wiped on a coat of our board butter and buffed it out to the final finish. It's going to wrap it up for this one. The board will be listed on the website, and I'll leave a link down below in the description if you're interested in purchasing that or anything else that we sell. So we'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching as always.